cool Tuesday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the hands of our capable city clerk, Ms. Lisa Carroll.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, January the 14th. We have approval of minutes from January 7th.
Any issues, anyone? Okay.
Appeals, we have requests for waive the noise ordinance on February 14th, 10 a.m. until 11 p.m. March 15th, this is on North Broad Street. March 15th from 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. on North Conception Street, and January 18th from 2:30 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. on Marine Street.
Any issue, Councilman Carroll? Okay.
Public hearings today is the public hearing to consider the modification of a previously approved planned unit development for property located at 6301 Greenlock Road. Public hearing to declare the structures at 1625 Northview Drive, 1720 Northview Drive, 777 Wellworth Street, 553 Live Oak Street, 1053 Bay Avenue, 1101 Bay Avenue, 658 South Carolina Street, 2813 Longleaf Drive, 7010 Smith Street, 613 Wellington Street, 1002 Albill Street, 771 Farnell Street, 1253 Seneca Street, and 2060 Webb Avenue. Public nuisances, ordering them demolished and fixing the cost for demolition of structures.
Any questions or comments, anyone?
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Mr.
I've
Reynolds.
spoken to both of the parties of these two properties in District 4, 2813 Longleaf Drive and 7010 Smith Street. I made it clear to them that you get 60 days and that's it. So we're going to ask that we're going to hold this one 60 days so they can try to get repairs and stuff made.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, Madam Clerk.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Mobile United thanking the council for supporting MLK Day of Service and inviting the public to join. Belina Green, regarding nepotism related to Resolution 03001 and the Board of Adjustments, homeless, disabled, poverty, and corruption regarding ethics violations. Perry Barron's ad hoc committee report on the animal shelter.
Mr.
Sabrina
President.
Mance.
Yes.
So I've been getting a lot of questions, and about that, I guess, an update on the animal shelter. And I know a lot of times, kind of comes in waves of, a lot of times when do we have an update on, that we might provide the public officially, I guess, of where we stand on maybe looking at an animal shelter change or?
Yeah, if y'all remember, we engaged White Spunner Project Management to come in and take a look at the value engineering of the plans that we did for the new animal shelter facility. But we also had them look at like the body shop, where the body shop was, and see if there was a way to use that facility. And so we're still, Nick Amberger's kind of overseeing that, but they're still in the process of making those reviews done to see a feasible way of going forward. But we do intend to, yes, we are doing something about the animal shelter. We just haven't decided exactly what we're going to do.
Gotcha. And I know that's one of your priorities, so I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Vice President.
Hey, Jimmy, while you're still there, I had contacted you recently because there was some talk going on social media that the property had been sold. And so I got with you and you said, no, that's not the case. So just can you explain a little bit about?
Yeah, the property over on Mont Lamar that we did the surcharge on, we prepped that site as a possible site for a brand new facility. That surcharging has been done. I think a lot of the activity you're seeing there is them moving the dirt over here to surcharge the Civic Center site, right, Nick? And so that's the activity you're seeing, but it's not sold. It's not up for sale or anything else until we finish the White Spunner study on how we want to proceed.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Sabrina Mask, requirements for speakers to present concerns, abuse of power in suppressing federal and state laws and matters of public record. Naja Hill, propose a youth resource center to the council. Ordinance is held over. 64001, consider rezoning property located at 5301 Moffett Road from B2 to B3.
tell you about that.
Madam Clerk, Madam President,
Yeah, last week we heard from a gentleman about this. 3 residents who lived on Sawata Drive came to express some concerns about not the actual rezoning itself for the property, but what was some issues that were happening currently with some drainage. So we met with those 3 gentlemen along with the engineer for the developer and Nick and Rosemary. And we are kind of going back to the drawing board a little bit to figure out how we can resolve some of the flooding issues and see what we need to do. And everybody has been very cooperative. So I will be laying this over for at least 2 weeks. And then if we need any more time, we can, take care of it then.
all right, Madam Clerk.
Resolutions held over. 08023, approved purchase order to Chris Lavorne Pile Drivers for removal of derelict vessel from Dog River. 08024, approved purchase order to Cummins Mid-South for pumper fire truck engine repairs. 08025, approved purchase order to Leads Online for renewal of investigative software. 08026, approved purchase order to Long Lewis Ford for a Ford passenger van for traffic engineering. 08027, approved purchase order to Mike Huffman Equipment Services for rental of fuel truck to fuel tank. 08028, approved purchase order to Cyrus Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for pickup trucks. 029, authorized settlement agreement and release of claims. Ordinances being introduced. 64002, consider the modification of a previously approved PUD for a property located at 6301 Greenlight Road. Consent resolutions being introduced. 03030, appoint Taylor Johnson to the Mobile Library Board. 37031, 37032, and 37033 are recommending approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a retail beer, table wine off-premises only license to Brothers Pride Gas Station on St. Stephen's Road, for issuance of a retail beer, table wine off-premises only license to Shop and Save on Spring Hill Avenue, and for issuance of a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license to Crossroads Pub on South Florida Street. 40, 034, 035, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 are fixing the cost for demolition of structures and declaring structures public nuisances and ordering them demolished. 58048, authorized removal of weeds, group 1662. 60049, approval award a special bonus to the Public Works Employee of the Month. 60050, 051, 052, 053, 54, 55, and 56 are determining appropriations to Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Central Gulf Coast, Marching Cougars Band Booster Club, RC Africa Town Plateau Pacers, Mobile County Public Schools System, People United to Advance the Dream of Mobile, Inc., Housing First, and the Courtyards at Magnolia Grove Property Owners Association serves a public purpose and approved payment. Resolutions being introduced. 01057, authorized agreement with Alabama Department of Transportation for traffic management and signal operations for traffic signals in the Mobile MPO urban area.
Mr. President,
Mr. Reynolds.
can someone explain to me what this one is?
This is the agreement for the next.
I think you turned it off. Yeah.
Turn it off. I thought the red minute was off. I'm sorry. It's the agreement for the next 3 years of funding for the RTOP program through the MPO. So this is the contracts that we use to hire the consultants to help us with the retiming issues.
So this will be what roads, what areas?
It's citywide.
Just citywide?
It's citywide.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Mr. Days.
Jennifer, while you're up, would you give us an update on the new signalization for Sage to Rhymes Road?
We have a new agreement with AlDOT. We just transferred the funds into the grant account so we can start purchasing all of that equipment. And then it'll be handed over as part of the secondary project, which is the access management project that'll actually do some roadway changes and move the signals and put in the new poles and all. So we're buying the equipment and they're going to install it in the secondary project.
And hey, Nick, what's the status of that project? Jennifer, you might have been able to answer the
I
question.
think
I'm
it's in
sorry.
right-of-way acquisition.
Yeah, in right-of-way acquisition, we've got 4 parcels that we have to acquire, or different pieces, and we're in the negotiations with the different property owners right now.
If those stall, would you let me know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Thank
Mr. President.
Mr. Woods.
Ms. White, obviously driving down downtown today, seeing the contractors working at all the intersections, search on government. Does that have anything to do with what's on the agenda today? Is that kind of the,
Well,
Just to continue.
it is part of the RTOP program. 2 years ago, we received a $2 million A-TRIP grant, and that's that grant actually under construction. So it's changing out some cabinets, doing some detection repairs. Those signals are already online, but it's doing the secondary work to it, that needs to be done.
getting the guts right now?
Yeah.
And then, and just kind of for reference, I guess, online looks like, the connectivity back to the monitoring station at Aldot, I guess.
Well, Aldot and the city, we're monitoring it too.
And then, coming online, there's,
At this point, everything's online.
oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
All right, thank you. Madam Clerk.
08058, approved purchase order to, is it Calio or Calio 2009 for annual renewal of investigation software. $17,556. 08059, approved purchase order to Delta Scientific Corp for portable bollard arrest systems with trailer, $167,371.20.
Could we, Mr. Days?
I was just going to ask if we could take this up today since it's of an emergency nature.
Could we hear from the Director, Public Safety Director, Lasky?
Yes. All right. After the tragedy that happened in New Orleans, we were looking at additional ways to harden the infrastructure for pedestrian and vehicle traffic throughout downtown during Mardi Gras. We're able to borrow 6 additional single lane blockade, like lane blockades from Tuscaloosa. However, we still thought we needed additional equipment. We found a way to get to purchase 18 with a guarantee of 12 before Mardi Gras starts. Bollards, these are about 4x4, weigh about 1,000 pounds apiece, and can stop a vehicle about 30 miles an hour. Plus, they're interconnectable. You can connect them. This is just some of the advanced things we'd like to do to further harden downtown for Mardi Gras.
Any questions or comments, anyone? Mr. Penn?
Thank you, Mr. President. Director Lasky, you already have a plan in place where to place these?
We're working on that, as well as how to utilize other city vehicles and things of that nature to further harden the streets.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, Mr. Mayor.
Just a comment.
Get you to the mic, Mr. Mayor.
When we realized that we needed to be more proactive in our approach to this Mardi Gras, we reached out to the mayor of Tuscaloosa, because for game day, they have these blockades of bollards. And immediately he said, "We've got 6, be glad to let y'all use them." So anyway, that's part of the benefit of us visiting with the Big Ten and being able to share information and share equipment. So anyway, we're really grateful to the city of Tuscaloosa for that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Reynolds?
Yeah, I know in New Orleans, they were in the process of putting some permanent bollards that I guess are hydraulic or something electric. They go up and down. Mobile Mardi Gras is not going anywhere. is it something that we're considering to put in these permanent style bollards? And what's the cost associated with that? Or
We don't know. We immediately, I'm sorry. We immediately worked on what do we need to do for this Mardi Gras as we plan for this Mardi Gras. Every Mardi Gras subsequent will include these things. I think we have to look long term about what you're talking about. These, the pneumatic up and down bollards and roadblocks, things of that nature. But we have not done any research into that as of yet.
Anyone else? Okay. Madam Clerk.
21060, authorized contract with Pot of Gold Rentals for Mardi Gras portable toilets, $74,515. 25061, accept an easement for recreational purpose for segment 2 of the 3 Mile Creek Greenway Trail project.
Can I get Jen to provide some more information on this and give us an update on the construction and everything going on?
Good morning, everyone. That is correct. We are underway with construction with the Japanese Gardens Trailhead and the parking lot improvements and segment 1. We are continuing to get real estate for the rest of the trails. So segment 2 is something that we're working on. So you're going to see easements coming in because we have multiples in process. The first leg of the trail goes to the first railroad trestle, and then segment 2 is in between the first and second railroad trestle. And I've got a map if you're interested to see what where this easement is. Okay, thank you.
47062, waive fee for vacation of an alley adjacent to property located at Dolphin Heights and Upham Street. 50063, exempt all proceeds from the sale and use of hearing instruments from the city's sale and use tax in conformity with Alabama Code Section 40-23-4A 55.
Vice President.
I see this and I'm happy to see us going in with the state, if it's approved, to take the tax off of hearing aids and that sort of thing. I did see the other day an article that the state will be considering legislation to also exempt glasses. So it looks like some of these things are ongoing and we'll need to continue looking at exempting various things needed for, medical purposes. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go forward.
60064, authorized settlement agreement and release of claims. Call for public hearings. 41065, call for public hearing, the proposed modification of a previously approved plan and approval for property located at 6254 Howells Ferry Road. 41066, call for public hearing for the proposed modification of a previously approved plan and approval for property located at 6201 Grotto Road. 41067, call for public hearing for the proposed modification of a previously approved planned unit development for property located at 6208 Grotto Road, all scheduled for February 18th. Announcements.
Council.
We've got some students here in the back with the TALL program through the Southwest Mobile County Chamber. I'll introduce them at the meeting, but they're all here at the back. They're going to come meet with me and the mayor, and it's always a pleasure to have everybody from the TALL program here. So thank y'all for being here.
Anything else from the council? Anything from administration? Okay. We'll see each other at 10:30.
If they're as strong as the previous two, you don't have any more. How many votes did Reggie get last time?